Welcome to another new episode of the Declutter Me podcast. Today is an extra episode as I wanted to talk about something specific. 14 children and a teacher were killed in Texas by a gunman. Currently, they're trying to identify the kids from DNA tests conducted on the parents as they are unable to identify the kids because they were that severely killed. I'm not normally political on the Declutter Me business, but seeing this happen again has upset me, as well as millions of people around the world. For Brits, it's hard to understand why the USA are so obsessed and focused on keeping gun rights, but not protecting children. I won't lie, when we went to Florida a few years ago, I was worried for our family's safety whilst we were there for 3 weeks. There was always a fear that someone could be crazy and go into the supermarket when we were in Walmart or into a restaurant or even into the community where we were staying and kill us with guns. It was a fear all the time. We shouldn't be like that when we go into a country. We shouldn't feel that unsafe. We saw the Dunblane massacre in March 96, and that was the last one we had in the UK. Before that, there'd been the Hungerford massacre when 16 people died, and there was a ban of semi-automatic firearms in the UK along with pump-action weapons. Registration became mandatory for shotgun owners. Then Dunblane happened and all those kids died. I remember that as I was a teenager, and it was awful at that time. But they made changes, and there haven't been any massacres since then in the UK. Seeing what happened in the UK, Australia, Japan, and also in New Zealand a few years ago, I've thought, let me have a list of things that you can do to declutter guns in public and hopefully stop these tragedies. First, hold an amnesty for 1 month to hand in any illegal or legally held guns and ammunition to police without fear of prosecution, as long as it's not used in a crime, of course. And if you must have a national gun buyback policy, do it like they did in Australia. Pass a law to prevent anyone from possessing a firearm in their home. No one needs one. We haven't had a gun in our house in all these years, and most people don't in the UK. Just don't. We have a hockey stick, I think. If you want to use a handgun for hunting or sport shooting, you must attend classes and pass exams, as well as undergo psychological assessments to determine if you're fit to own a firearm. The guns used for hunting or sport shooting should be held in a centralized depot. They suggested that in Germany and it didn't go through, but maybe that would be a good place to store them so that they're safe. Conduct police background checks on any person who wants to hold a gun. Now, remember, there was something in the US about this being held up by senators. So force that through if that's still an issue. Write to your senators, especially the 50 that are holding up legislation, and pressure them to stop this madness in the States. It's crazy for us outside seeing this and seeing these kids being killed for no reason other than being at school because someone had some grudge. It just doesn't make sense. I know I sound condescending maybe to some of you, especially looking in when I'm not in the US. I'm not even in the UK right now. But today has been upsetting and I had to do or say something. Retweeting and reading articles is not helpful. Thoughts and prayers are useless. They're not helping these kids. Nobody should be scared to go to school, a supermarket, a religious place, anywhere. We need to declutter guns from our lives globally, but today, especially in the USA. Hopefully this will help. Thanks for listening, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye.